That's why you should learn anger management to avoid wasting your money. Humans have evolved a lot, that's true. But their bad habits are still affecting themselves and others around them. And you know what? Legends say that it is still a mystery which game this man was playing at that time, which made him do this rageful bouncer stunt with his game controller.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the f?
You know guys, let me tell you a fact. Currently, there's approximate more than 3 billion players globally who play video games, and this number is still rising to this date. And this number includes you, me, and everyone watching this video. Now, the day when I'm recording this video, currently more than 8 billion people are living in this world. So it means that there's around 4.9 billion people worldwide who do not play video games and are not involved in that. And you know what? There's one thing in common in all of us, whether we play video games or not, it does not matter. And that is, we all are human beings in the end of the day. Again, it doesn't matter whether someone is a gamer or not, we all do make mistakes in our life, and most of the mistakes are made unintentionally due to various factors. But since this is a gaming channel, so sticking to my own niche, today I am going to talk about the mistakes that many gamers are still making today, and you need to stop making them from now. So yeah, here are some video gaming mistakes you definitely need to stop right now for the sake of your mental peace. Now in today's modern age, especially after 2017, access to the internet has become widely available in most parts of the world, after which many AAA companies have started introducing a new business model in the video gaming industry, which we all call today the live service model, or live service games in general. And well, if you don't know about that, these live service video games are online-only game titles, mostly focused on co-op and PvP multiplayer elements, filled with microtransactions, loot boxes, and many other money-hungry stuff. They're either free to play or pay to play. Hence, if you always play live service and multiplayer games, as a casual gamer, then yes, you are actually not gaming properly at all, I would say. Playing too much online against other players creates unnecessary pressure upon the player to win the match at any cost. And if they lose, well, many of them gets mad, which in turn destroys the mental state of that person. Since our brain always wants to win, so losing a match makes us feel bad subconsciously, and sometimes consciously too, and this is how it is indirectly damaging our brain's reward system if you play them too much as a normal player. Some online games have the option to play solo, like Fortnite and Helldivers 2. But some games like Valorant and Rainbow Six Siege demand team coordination and communication, and there's no solo play option available there. So if you get betrayed by your friends or teammate, then yeah, you are doomed.
Really?
I think you underestimate me.
See, I am not telling you to stop playing online live service games totally if you love playing them, but taking a break from those and exploring some good single-player story and campaign-based games will not hurt your gaming skills. Getting out of your favorite live service games will introduce you to the real world of video games and what it actually is. You can explore more game genres in this way, where you don't need anyone to play with you. Well, that does not mean that all friends are bad. Sometimes, people have more good online friends than their own friend circle. They may not know each other face to face, but they always play online together in the same team and lobby, and talk with each other using voice chat. Now in the past, I came across many posts online, where people mentioned that their online-only friend has not been online for years, and how it affected them emotionally. Now imagine, you have made a very great friend in CS2, you added him to your friends list, playing games together daily, while talking with each other and having a fun time. But suddenly, your online-only friend has stopped coming online, and it's been years since he last logged into Steam and played with you. Now you may feel worried about what happened to him, whether he is fine, what he is doing, and so on. Both of you don't know each other's contact details except for Steam Friends chat. This is another level of depression. It feels like losing someone who is closer and whom you love and adore. So friends, if you have an online friend, with whom you have a great relationship, and most importantly, if you trust him, then you can share your secondary phone number with him or her. In this way, both of you can always remain friends outside of your gamer identities. Whether it's a single-player game or a multiplayer game, every game has a tutorial section or a whole tutorial segment, where the game teaches you the controls and the ways you can play the game. And so, there are many gamers out there who always, or most of the time, skips the tutorial part of any game that they're playing for the first time. If you are one of them, then let me tell you, you will miss many things doing this silly thing.
Come on, we need this thing up and running today! I'm trying!
Yeah, sure, if you are playing the game for the second time or third time, then in that case, you can always skip the tutorial if you want to. But if you are playing a new game, then, no, you should not skip that. Sometimes, you might get confused with the game controls layout, button sequences for different combos, and the world interacts with you, and so on. Many games like Vanquish and Cuphead come with a tutorial level during the prologue part of the game. However, games like Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered and Disney Epic Mickey Rebrushed explain the game controls and everything as you proceed through the levels and missions one by one. So yeah, always try not to ignore the game tutorials if you want to fully immerse into the game. Now, apart from skipping the tutorials, many players also skip the previous games of any franchise to play and enjoy the latest part. For example, many people, whether intentionally or unintentionally, have already entered into the Batman Arkham franchise by directly playing its fourth and last game, that is Batman Arkham Knight first. Now, throughout the Batman Arkham series as years progress, there have been some gameplay features that have been cut out or replaced by another game feature. Example, Batman's shock gloves from Arkham Origins were never seen in Batman Arkham Knight. You cannot go and explore Arkham Asylum and the whole island after the first game, and the list goes on. And yes, the story aspect and the plot continuity are also there. By choosing Batman Arkham Knight as your entry into the franchise, you may understand what's going on in the game during the beginning segment. However, as you progress through the storyline, you will get confused about what's going on here and why is it happening and all that. Take it as a TV series. You may not want to watch a show from its third season, right? Yeah, there might be people still starting the Batman Arkham series with the latest and greatest Batman Arkham Knight. Players like this often pre-order or purchase the latest part of any existing game franchise or series on day one without playing its previous games, where all their stories are connected with one another. Let's say, Doom the Dark Ages, which is going to be released, or has been released already depending upon when you are watching the video, is currently the latest installment in the Doom franchise until the next one gets released. The events of Doom the Dark Ages is taking place before the storyline of Doom 2016, which means it is a prequel game. And there will be obviously some players, if not many, who haven't played both Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal but still would pre-order the game or buy it on day one, just because it has the latest game tag on it. Yeah, I am not talking about the Game Pass users here. But let me tell you, you can still play Doom the Dark Ages first without playing any of the previous Doom games, okay? But gameplay-wise, it will be not a healthy decision at all. Now, after finishing the latest Doom game, if you want to go back and play the two previous gen Doom games, then you might not engage with the game like how you enjoyed the latest part. That is because of the time gap. Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal were released back in the PS4 and Xbox One era. And the PS5 and Xbox Series era of Doom game, the first one, okay, is coming with so many new features that the previous games lack. So after playing and completing the latest part of any game series, when you jump to its previous parts for the first time, your brain subconsciously tries to find those features in the older parts. Understand this, our mindset always wants us to try upgraded things. But since you are doing exactly the opposite here, you are unable to enjoy the older or previous entries of the video game series as you should have been. Yes, there are exceptions here too, like the GTA series and the Final Fantasy series, because each part belongs to its own respective universe with a different storyline to follow. But most of the time, in some game series like Batman Arkham and Resident Evil, playing the latest entry in the beginning without playing the previous ones might not be the best idea if you think critically. Now, with that being said, nowadays playing newly launched titles on day one is a huge pain in the head. They are full of bugs and various performance and optimization related issues. Nowadays the latest generation games, especially the AAA ones, take months, sometimes years, to become a proper stable version.
Another pipe? What the fuck? This is lazy. This is just lazy game development. This is lazy level design. I'm calling it out. Kotaku, Polygon, IGN, all of you. You gotta knock us down a couple points. This is lazy. This is just lazy game development. This is lazy level design. This is lazy. This is just lazy game development. This is lazy level design.
So that's why you should try to avoid pre-ordering or buying new games at full price most of the time. Instead, wait for the game to become stable, and until then, open the store on the platform where you play games, browse the store, and explore the vast catalog of already launched games that you've missed or never played. I know that there are still people who are obsessed with high-quality lifelike realistic graphics. If you were one of them, then I think it's time to value the gameplay first. Trust me, brother, purchasing and playing old generation games will get you the real joy and fun that is missing from today's most newly released games. Most of them have better gameplay mechanics, better storylines with no woke agenda, better characters, and also, better detailing. Think about the OG Crysis, which came back in the days of PS3 and 360 era, and now, there's still no Crysis 4 or any other Crysis game at all. See, you were missing an entire franchise just by feeding yourself with the latest games only. Enslaved Odyssey to the West, Remember Me, BioShock, Super Lucky's Tales, and Mirror's Edge. You name it, these are some of the awesome game titles from previous generations that you must play if you still haven't. I assure you that you will 101% fall in love with all those games. Don't forget that games are meant to be played, and are not meant to showcase graphics only. I prefer the art direction more than the graphical visuals. So, guys, this is the part 1 of the Gaming Mistakes video. Part 2 will come very soon. Also, apart from exploring older previously released games, you might want to replay the games that you enjoyed the most before. If you want to know why, then click on this video showing right over here. Okay, and I will see you right there. See ya!